Hey guys, so here is another pick a card. What we're going to do is I'm going to do a 2023 series, so basically a whole load of different pick a cards about how you can best leverage yourself and use your psychic resources to leverage your life for 2023 and make it one of your best years. Because I know things are, say, technically a bit complicated for all souls right now, but that doesn't mean there's not a way to leverage, because I truly believe there's always a way to leverage. So this pick a card that we're going to do is we're going to do how to cleanse your energy and let go of 2022. I'm going to leave it open and let's see where we go with that. Please remember, please subscribe, like, share, and definitely leave a comment, because what I've decided to do this year, on the 23rd of each month, I'm going to choose somebody from the comments and give them a free reading, and there's going to be 2 free readings a month, and I'll range it. Sometimes it will be tarot readings, sometimes it'll be astrology readings, sometimes it'll be Akashic Record readings. So please make sure, subscribe, like, and definitely comment. That would be awesome. But okay, right, now let's go straight into this pick a card. So there are 4 options for this. So, how to cleanse your energy and let go of 2022, ready for your best 2023 ever. So this is pile number 1. This is pile number 2. Also, you might hear quite a bit of background noise. Just try and ignore it. There's just loads of people at the house at the moment with it being Christmas. This is number 3. And then this is number 4. Okay, so message 1, message 2, message 3, message 4. Let's go straight over to message number 1. So hi there. So this is for all of you that chose message number 1 for how to cleanse and let go of 2022 and remove all boundaries, baggages, anything like that, so you're all ready and clear for the best 23 ever. Right, let's go straight into it. I actually feel like I'm going to go with Oracle to begin with first of all. So number 1, letting go. Okay, so for you guys, I'm instantly seeing the image of an elephant, and it's an elephant that is carrying lots of people, like royal people, it looks like, on its back. And although it feels privileged in a way to have royalty, to be carrying royalty, it also feels a bit bogged down by it. So I definitely feel like people that chose this pile, you guys really kind of, what would I say? I think it's really important to see that actually you guys don't have baggage to let go of from 2022, but you do have a way. It's kind of like you need to have a new perception of how you perceive what you feel has been baggage from 2022. Because if you're to look at it in a different light, specifically for you guys, it feels like lots might have happened in 2022. It could have been really overwhelming at times. It could have been really knackering. It was like you were always pushing. There was lots of new horizons that you were going into. So even though it was already positive, it was still really, really tiring and heavy. And it kind of felt like a burden just purely for all of the different changes or new things that happen. So it very much reminds me of people that have maybe a lot going off even in their natal chart or their solar return or their progress chart or something like that around 9th house themes, Sagittarius energy themes, stuff like that, because it's kind of like pushing a lot into the unknown, which was exhausting. I just actually flicked over here and I saw Jupiter as well, Jupiter abundance. So yeah, I do feel like with you guys, actually, I think you're being set up really well for a really powerful 2023. It does feel like you're going to be becoming like the royalty that the elephant is carrying on its back. But at the moment, you're in the transition from being the elephant who carries the royalty on its back to becoming the royalty that sits on the elephant's back, if that kind of makes sense. And because it's really quite a big shift and quite a big change, it's knackering. And I feel like this is the energy that you need to cleanse and let go of from 2022. It's more like like the exhaustion of having been working so hard, or so many things changing and things in your environment constantly changing, that's been the really exhausting factor. And also that life probably in 2022 encouraged you to go into new realms that weren't really comfortable for you or were unknown in some way. And that could have been with relationships, family, work, money, career path, anything really. But that in itself was the thing that was very exhausting for you guys. And it's that kind of knackering energy that you just need to cleanse and let go of. And it's also about perceiving, like I say, why you're so tired and knackered in a new light. But anyway, let's see what we have. I'm not reading anything reversed, I'm hearing. So first thing we have here is wave. By the way, these are new, and so I haven't even used them at all yet, so let's see what they're like. I just like the feel of them. Oh wow, and root. Yeah, exactly. So I do feel like with the wave, again, lots of changes, constantly lots of changes going off in 2022, really tiring. But I do also believe that a lot of these changes was about rooting you, helping you to start to create foundations and a life that you can build off long term. Right, I've got so many things coming in. Wait, let me just turn them over first. The Selkie, I can never remember what the Selkie is, so I'm just going to go intuitively with these. And here, oh wow, Mercury messages. So when I see Mercury, I do always think about the energy of fast, lightning speed, things happening really, really quickly. And Mercury is definitely known to be messages of the gods. And also, you see, it kind of has a Kundalini energy to it, Mercury. So again, so much of this and what I was feeling before tells me that you guys have had a lot going off in 2022, and it has felt really exhausting, and it's that exhausting energy that you need to let go of. I think as well, like we said about a change in perspective, I do think it's really important to realise that actually everything that happened for you guys in particular feels like it was really, really positive in 2022. Whether you're aware of it or not, I know can be a different matter, but let's just say on the soul level, on the energy level, when I'm looking into your energy field psychically, it was all super, super positive, but it was quite disruptive and it was quite exhausting. But it's just because you needed to create new foundations and new roots, and life wanted you to do it as quickly as possible, so it kind of pushed you a lot. I just want to, let me just pull out one more of these for the Selkie. I don't actually know what it is. I feel like, or the energy that I'm getting is, okay, I'm just going to say, I don't mean this in a bad way, I'm just getting everything that I tune into. I just feel like there's a little bit of a warning message with this actually, which is, or how to say it, 1 minute. Yeah, don't get seduced into any kind of victim mentality that you might have. So, you know, and it's also the same as don't get seduced by telling a negative story over and over again, or focusing on something that you wasn't so good. I think that that's just an important thing. I don't in any way feel like you guys really play much of a victim at all, but if we're going to be super critical and really get into the important bits in your energy field that need the awareness and insight to shift, I think that this is one on a really subtle level. I feel like you guys way back in the past might have been people that did sometimes play the victim card, or had actually had things done to you which actually put you into a victim state because you were treated really badly or unfairly in some kind of way. But I do feel like there could just be an old habit where you sometimes can get into a pattern of telling yourself or other people those more negative stories. To some extent, not majorly. I think about 20%, something like that. You sometimes might do it, and don't be seduced or glamorized by playing into that victim energy, because I'm hearing that it's really, that's not your guys' energy at all. Like, you're this elephant that's becoming royalty, so you have a very powerful kind of energy. But let me just get another one just for that. The gate. Yeah, I actually feel as well with you guys that actually it is probably quite important to reflect on what's happened in 2022. But I think it's making sure that as you reflect on it, you tell yourself, you reflect on it in such a way that every aspect of 2022, you were the hero. Does that make sense? Rather than you were the victim. I think this is really important. And with as well, Saturn moving into Pisces, like I think it's around about March in 2023, you've got to make sure, all of us have to make sure that we don't in any way get pulled into a victim kind of martyr type of energy, because this can sometimes be around one of the less flattering frequencies within the Pisces archetype. So just be mindful of that. I'm hearing that that's really important. Now let me just pull some tarot. So what do you guys need to let go of and cleanse to get yourself set up? I love these cards. I only just got that. They're just so pretty. I love, love, love the colours. We're not reading anything reversed, I'm hearing. So King of Wands. Okay, so powerful entrepreneurial energy. Again, this makes sense with the fact that I feel like lots has been changing and trying to push you into a new direction. I was feeling it with this Root card here, and now I'm also definitely feeling it with the King of Wands card. I feel like there's lots of stuff to go off for you to do with finances. I think that 2022 has been trying to get your foundations in a place where then you can really start to excel with that. So 2023 will be more powerful to do with money, and probably very much in a very kind of business entrepreneurial type of way, because I often see Mercury as well as the King of Wands as a very entrepreneurial energy. It's very people orientated as well, so being able to negotiate, being able to people manage, being able to work with people, that kind of thing, which, and let's face it, in all honesty, happens in almost every single business. There's some element, whether it is with other staff members or with your own staff or even with the clients or whoever it is that you work with, there's always going to be that interaction between humans kind of thing. And I really feel like as well, to do with communication, that's something that I think you need to recognize is going to be a real strength for you in 2023. So probably when you're reflecting, which I do think is important, particularly part of you cleansing and letting go of 2022 is you reflecting correctly on 2022. And again with that, I think it's probably interesting to reflect on what your interactions with all different types of people have been, particularly on a communication level. And when I say a communication level, I don't just mean the speaking, I mean the listening and also the perception of what's actually going on with that other individual. I wonder if you'd be quite good to kind of look at books or podcasts and stuff to do with like negotiating and how to make things win-win and stuff like that, because I feel like that could be really, really useful. So yeah, that's just coming through there. Oh wow, Ten of Swords, what a powerful image that one is. Again, these are new, this is the first time I've used them, so I'm just seeing these images as you are. Whew. I feel like if some projects in whatever way haven't quite come off yet the way that you wanted them to, I think it's really important not to limit yourself psychologically on why you think that has happened, because I get this feeling until you move further into 2023, your reflection on why you didn't get something that you wanted in 2022 won't quite be correct yet, because it's still going to come from a bit more of the seduction of it's not fair. And as my best mate used to always say to me, I said this one thing 10 years ago and she never lets it go. And I was like really, really upset about something because I can be super dramatic. And I was like, yeah, but me, if it was you, like all upset and crying. So I totally understand what it's like to sometimes glamorize that part of suffering and just delve into it. But I think it's really important that you've got to stay away from anything to do with that in 2023 for sure. And it's really important you let go of that on whatever level that you have it. Some of you might be hugely with that kind of energy like me. I probably sometimes sit at 95% of that. Some of you might only have about 5% of that victimhood energy. But wherever you sit within that spectrum, really let go of that, cleanse that out, and re-educate your psychology that you are not going to perceive reality like that in 2023. I think this is really important because I also see the King of Wands and the Ten of Swords coming up. Because of how this Ten of Swords looks in a square, it reminds me of the Emperor. And this is why I always think the Emperor is obviously almost like the hierarchy over all of the kings. And I feel like this King of Wands wants to be the Emperor, but hasn't quite made it in 2022. And it's really important to not let that that don't box yourself in thinking that you haven't become something or got something that you wanted in 2022, because you are so close to getting what it is that you want to do with this in 2023. So it's kind of like a trickster. Don't fall into that psychology that will trick your mind, your emotions, and therefore your energy field to then start perceiving reality in a way where you lost or you didn't get something that you wanted, when actually you are so close to getting everything that you want. And also with the Mercury card, I do feel like it can come quick in 2023 when it happens. And I do also think, you know, when the roots are stable for you, this is when things are going to flourish really, really quick. So it's like you just need this one thing, whatever it is, that's going to lock your root in, and from there you're just going to flourish really, really quickly. Now here we have, oh god, I just so love these cards, the colours are amazing. Okay, so we have Justice and we have Page of Swords. So let me just see what I'm feeling with that. Justice. I don't know, for you guys that pulled this, I really just feel like it's your psychology that is the big thing for you to be cleansing, and it's certain psychological thought processes like we've discussed that are what you need to let go of and cleanse, and more like rewire. And obviously that whole thing of neuroplasticity, where the more that you use certain neurons, the more that they fire together, the more that they're wired together, and the more powerful they become. And I think it's important for you to understand this concept of neuroplasticity, particularly to do with the constant thought patterns that you might think, because I just feel like this is the only thing for you to cleanse and let go of. It's really like a thought process thing. It's really psychological. And again, Mercury very much rules the mind, and it actually happens to be at the base, the root of your reading. So I just think this is really important. And with the Justice, again, I think the Justice is quite good, because the Justice is about seeing things, both the good and the bad. It's about seeing polarities and seeing the unity within polarities. That's what I'm specifically getting with this card today. And I do feel like with the Page of Swords is the very beginning. It's like a new way of perceiving things. And I think, again, that just locks into everything else that we've been saying. I do think whenever I see pages, I always think, this is an immature energy. What I mean by that is it's not fully developed into full maturity yet. So because it's not fully developed, there's always the chance that it isn't quite a straightforward integrating of something. So I think be open to the fact that this might, just intuitively, I'm feeling like this, you're really changing your psychology and really getting in this new space. So you go from the Emperor carrying the royalty to the royalty sitting on the elephant. I think it's going to start happening once Saturn moves into Pisces, which I'm sure is about the beginning part of March. I think this is when it's really, really going to take off. But everything you're doing from now till then is going to be really powerful for that. But I just think be gentle with yourself, be soft with all of this. Don't be too critical. I think that's probably something else as well that you guys potentially need to make sure that you don't do, which is don't be too hard on yourself. And you really try and let go of that type of psychology and cleanse that out of your energy field from 2022. So I suppose one way that you can quickly do that with your own psychology is you want to choose an event that you feel aggrieved at in 2022, and then you want to decide to tell yourself that story in a different light and just play with it. Be super, super playful. Be very creative. Like Mercury is a very, very creative, playful energy because it's also ruled by Gemini, and Gemini can be the tricksters or the twins. There's that sort of energy that's going off as well with what you have available for you in 2023. A bit more, it's more playful, it's lighter, it's more fun. But in order to do that, you first have to fully let go of being hard on yourself in any way, or repeating sad stories or stories that weren't the best for you. I think that is just so, so important. And I'm just going to pull one last card. I think I want to do, I really like these, so I want to do another astrology one. Anything else for you to let go and cleanse? Let's see. Oh wow, Midheaven, Pinnacle. So really for me, that's just confirming what I feel is happening when you're in this transition period between, again, the elephant carrying the royalty to actually becoming the royalty on the elephant. I feel like you're on this journey basically to becoming your highest potential, and very much it's very much like how you're here to contribute to life, the world, all of it. It's that kind of energy. And again, I think it's really important. I feel like some of you have probably got a strong perception of this already, like you're here for a very strong reason, a very strong purpose, and you've always felt very driven in a certain way. And if things have still not quite worked out the way that you wanted with this energy, look, it's so close to being over. You're the 10. Once you get to the 10, then it flips. It basically, I always think a 10 is the Fool and the Magician coming together, because the Magician is a 1, the Fool is a 0, they come together and they make a 10, and the 10 is the Wheel of Fortune. You are at a pinnacle moment of a Wheel of Fortune moment if you change this psychology part that we've been talking about. I think it's so important. Don't ever cleanse everything out where you feel like you've been hard done to, or where you have been hard on yourself about something. Let go of all of that. It's super important. And you've got to start, if it's too difficult to begin with, to try and see everything in a more positive light. And to be fair, I don't totally agree with that anyway. I think it's very, very powerful to see things as they are, both in a positive light and then also in a negative light, because it gives you more energy to play with. Because sometimes potentially bad stuff is actually good stuff, and also sometimes potentially good stuff is bad stuff. It's all a bit of everything. And again, this is a very Gemini movement, like energy. If you can become playful within paradoxes, if you can become playful within duality, this is when I really, really, really think things are going to really kick off for you. And they're going to kick off very, very fast. And although there might have been lots of changes, and it could have been quite tiring for one reason or another, either because loads of changes, or in some few cases that chose this power because of no changes, either way it feels like there's a very heavy, exhaustive, tiring energy that you're sort of bringing into 2023, and that is the energy to completely let go of, because the energy that really wants to come in is a very, very kind of playful, fast, quick, but very kind of building, very exciting, very much kind of a place where there's a lot of recognition for you, both internally you'll feel very fulfilled and externally. So I do really feel like that is awesome. So I hope you enjoyed that reading. Please like, subscribe, share, and definitely leave some comments. I'd really like to know how this is relative to you, if you have any other insights on this reading. And obviously if you comment, you then go into a draw, and on the 23rd I'll choose 2 people that I'll give a free reading to. And I think I'm going to start with Akashic Records as the free reading for January. So look forward to hearing from you. Take care. Bye. Hi guys, so this is everybody that chose message number 2 for what you need for how to cleanse and let go of 2022 to set yourself up for the most amazing 2023. Right, so I start the other pile with Oracle, and this one feels like I start the pile with Tarot, so we're going to go with that. Let's see. What is it you guys need to let go of in 2023? Okay, so I feel like there's a need to let go of worrying and trying to over control things. That's the first thing that comes into my mind, because I think because it's Christmas, I'm seeing this image. I'm seeing the image of kind of like somebody doing their accounts, like they're accounting their tax or whatever, and they're just like counting everything and trying to make sure they've got enough for everything, and they do have enough, but there's this worry and this agitation that's going off, like when they're kind of recording things, and it almost feels like in some way there's something's just need to breathe a bit more, just need to breathe a little bit more, trust a little bit more. So with whatever's going on, the scenario of your life, whether it is work, whether it is with your own self, whether it is in a relationship, whether it is with a certain aspect of life, it feels like you're over controlling something, like you're holding on to something just a bit too tight that it can't breathe, and therefore life can't fully play with you, and life wants to fully play with you in 2023, so you just need to loosen that grip a little bit. But let's just see what we get here. So we get 9 of Pentacles, By the way, I've only just got these cards, so I'm seeing them for the first time as you are, but I really love them. So 9 of Pentacles, and we have the Judgment. Then we have 7 of Cups, and then we have, oh wow, the High Priestess. Okay, so with the High Priestess and the Judgment card, you know what, this feels like quite a relationship type of energy that I'm coming in with. First of all, I have to say that. Let me just make this a bit brighter. I feel like it should be a bit brighter. It does feel like it's a relationship type of energy, because really what I'm getting here is instantaneously, I think with the 9 of Pentacles, just with the Judgment, the High Priestess, the 7 of Cups, I feel like you guys are on the pinnacle of really opening up to a relationship, or opening up even deeper into a relationship, depending on where you are within that spectrum. But really what this really feels like is you need to let go from 2022, let go and cleanse anywhere where you've actually got a really independent mindset. There's something about you guys that it's like life wants you to become and invest more in a relationship mindset. So rather than being really able to do everything by yourself, or just doing everything by yourself, or taking control of everything, or not really asking for help and support, or not feeling like you should or that you need to ask for help and support, I'm really getting really clearly that it's really about letting go of being so independent. And it's also about letting go of, and it's funny because Pile 1 had this, but you guys have got it in a very different way. It's about letting go of the perception or the belief that, right, when I say this, I know you guys are going to be like, well, I don't think that. So all I'm trying to tell you is this is the most extreme version of this vibration and frequency that I'm channeling. From that frequency, you then need to see where you are within the scale of this, okay? And what I'm getting in the most extreme version is it's really important to not have a deep feeling of perfection, that you need to be perfect, that another needs to be perfect, that flaws aren't good, that flaws aren't acceptable, something like that. That's really important. And it's kind of like, I feel like you guys are really intuitive, not just because of the High Priestess here, but I just get this really strong feeling that you're actually highly intuitive. And I do feel as well with the Judgment card that you're a really good judge of character, a really good judge of character. But I just feel like there's something, and this is what you don't want to ideally take into 2022, and you want to clean out and let go of, is almost don't focus on things that don't focus on the worst aspects of yourself or another or other people. Focus on the best and the worst simultaneously. Because I don't know, there's this kind of energy of I don't know, it feels like this with the 7 of Cups, there just feels like there's a confusion to do with how to emotionally move forward within your life, and you don't want to take that emotional confusion from 2022 and put it into 2023. Because the thing with emotional confusion is it can start to play mind games on you, and your mind can start to fill in stories that help you make sense of the emotional confusion that you could be feeling to do with yourself, a certain area of your life, or relationships particularly in general. And there's some kind of emotional confusion that goes on a deep level, and that confuses everything because your mind then comes in and starts filling in these gaps. And it, unfortunately, because of the confused energy, the mind fills in the gaps in a more protective type of way, which then I don't know, then just basically puts you in a situation where you're more isolated than what you need to be, essentially, is what I'm really feeling. But you know, with the Judgment card here, I'm also getting really clearly that it really is time, and you will feel it is time to fully let go of that, because I feel like if you guys are not in a relationship, you really would love to be in a relationship deep down in your heart, or you guys are in a relationship but certain problems just keep coming up where you just can't fully invest and really go with that other person kind of thing. And that's all about to change in 2023. And I know that there's quite a number of people that in 2023 are going to be set up to do with relationships. And I definitely know people that have a lot of Scorpio energy, particularly Scorpio ascendants. There's lots coming up for you guys to do with relating, as there are people with the Virgo ascendant. There's lots to do with you guys coming up to do with relating. And I just kind of feel like start investing in a relationship mindset over an independent mindset, but that will mean that you have to let go of some of the control that you have. It will mean that you have to accept some of your imperfections as well as accept another's imperfections and play with it. But this all feels like it's completely and utterly available to you, and you guys are just going to be so pleased that you do this, because it's going to bring so much to you. Because I always feel like, I feel like with a lot of you guys, there is so much that you guys can give in a relationship. There's so much that you can give in a relationship, and it's going to open up a whole new world to you in so many ways, because as you open up to a relationship, or if you're in a relationship, you open up even deeper into that relationship, basically so much of your energy field is going to soften and expand, and as it softens, it allows more to come in, and as it expands, it also allows more to come in. But because it's from a place of love, it's allowing great stuff to come in, and there's just so much for you guys to come. But this emotional confusion, the two things I really feel like you need to cleanse and let go of, to be really clear, is an independent mindset. Nothing wrong with being independent, and some people need to be that, but the advice for you guys is not for 2023. Be relationship minded in 2023. It's really important. So also for you guys, probably know stuff like your love languages and know about the love languages, because that can be a way of you helping to relate and also understand what your needs are through your love languages, and therefore understand another person's needs and love languages. Remember, this doesn't just have to be romantic. Being able to be relationship minded helps in so many ways, because essentially it's being a team player. So think about love languages. And also the other thing springing to my mind is, oh god, what's it called? Your attachment style. That's it. Check out your attachment style, understand attachment styles, because again, this can help you open up greater to others, and it can help you understand others as well. So let go of being independent minded for this year, and bring in being relationship minded. And again, like cleanse and let go of emotional confusion to do with yourself, to do with life, to do with other people. You really cleanse that away, let go of that, and start to feel comfortable with not knowing and not needing to know. That's the High Priestess. Like somehow trust yourself and trust life, because I do feel like you guys can be very independent. That does mean that you can handle anything that happens. Therefore, actually, you can trust life, because even if something happens, you're independent enough to know that you can resolve stuff yourself. So in that very same thought process, know that you can also become relationship minded, because even if something happens in the relationship of whatever level that isn't good for you, you can truly handle it, because you are ultimately independent minded. So it's kind of like you have a win-win. You have a fail-safe valve. So that's really what I'm picking up there, and it's quite clear. But let me just see if there's anything else to add to that, or anything else we need to bring in to do with what you need to let go of and cleanse from 2022 to set yourself up for a great 2023. Let's see. One more of these. Okay. Right. So we have, is it here now? We have Ascendant Entrance. So I do really feel like this is the beginning of something new, but it does need to start with your perception. Well, actually with you guys, it's more that it starts with letting go of emotional confusion to do with relating on some level and being relationship minded. But that in itself then ends up bringing so much clarity and happiness to you. But anyway, it is definitely the beginning of something. Then we've got crystal. Then we have breath. What did I say in the beginning? But you just need to let go a little bit so things can breathe, so you can breathe. It's really, really important. So there's space for the unknown as well. With the High Priestess, there being space for the unknown. I think this is really, really important. And here we have the Architect. I love this card. You see, the thing is, I think you guys are very, very powerful. And again, because you do have this great ability to really be able to handle a lot by yourself. And obviously I think there's many reasons why that's happened, and for some of you it's definitely been a coping strategy to things that you experienced when you were younger, and also just the way that life's experience have basically, as the Architect, has like blended you together and sculpted you and created you. But I do really feel like it really is about a big shift. Again, with the Ascendant, with Entrance, it really is about a big shift, I think, into a new way of being. And the Ascendant as well is that first house in astrology, which is all about you again. It's the identity, it's the self house, it's the independent house. And directly opposite this house in astrology is which house? The 7th house, which is all about relating, all about relationships. And I do just feel like this is such a big, big theme for you guys. I kind of get this feeling that a lot of you, if you're not in a relationship, you have really, really wanted a relationship deep down. This is something that you've wanted, and definitely in 22 it's become a really, really strong desire. And I feel like for so many of you, if you can do that whole thing of become relationship minded and just really let go of control, let go of needing perfection within yourself and outside of yourself, being okay with your own flaws and other people's flaws, knowing that it's just as safe to work through a difficulty with another person as much as it is you just doing it by yourself, then I really think so much is going to open up for you. And I do think a relationship is definitely on the horizon. I feel that really strongly. And as well with the crystal and the Architect feel to me like something's, I'm getting this whole thing of like like coal is being put under so much pressure then and creates a diamond. I feel like this is somehow metaphoric to do with your story, to do with relating, and it started from things in childhood, how that's been all the way through to where you're at now. But actually this is only going to make you the most amazing person to be in a relationship with when you just now recognize that on a really deep level you can fully breathe and be yourself in a relationship. You don't have to be perfect. They don't need to be perfect. You're okay with yourself not being perfect. You're okay with them not being perfect. That kind of thing. But I would just say there is this just one warning thing as well with this is it is also important to be realistic about if the other person is generally a good match for you. Because one thing about I'm hearing about being relationship minded, and my guides are just saying it, is it's not just being able to work with other people and not need to be in control and think about the group mentality over the individual mentality in whatever way that might be, but it is also recognizing who you can actually be relationship minded with, because essentially it's no good trying to be relationship minded with somebody who's independent minded, because that's going to be very, very tricky to blend. Ideally, I do feel like with this spread it's about going for somebody who's also relationship minded, who wants to work with you, who doesn't need perfection, who isn't too insecure, so their attachment style is an attachment style that works with your attachment style, so that their love language is a love language that works with your love language. Or at least this person has a lot of, I think this is really important, they need to have a lot of emotional maturity. I think that's something that's really important for you to look for in a person for you to be relationship minded with if you're not in a relationship. If you already are in a relationship, then I definitely think it's about stepping into more emotional maturity yourself within that connection. And I think just as well, just be so careful and please let go of emotional confusion. Don't let emotional confusion happen in 2023. You need to kick it to the curb really quickly with your mind, control it with your mind, because otherwise I feel like for you guys there's a tendency to fill in the spaces of the emotional confusion with protective psychology, which means that you're not going to be seeing things clearly. and that could potentially put you into a more independent mindset than a relationship mindset. And all I keep hearing is relationship mindset, relationship mindset. It feels really strong. What I would generally say with you guys is definitely look to see what's going off in your astrology for 2023. The way that you need to do that is, please forget the sun sign. You need to go with your ascendant sign. I mean, the reading's even telling you here, this is the ascendant. The ascendant is the star sign that you have in your first house of astrology, and you can find that by googling it on the internet. Then if you find that one, just go and see what the transits are. Just look at anything on YouTube and people in astrology will be telling you that. I think this is really important, and it wouldn't surprise me if a lot of you I definitely got more of a Scorpio ascendant type of energy, maybe a bit of a Virgo ascendant energy, but I'm definitely feeling the Scorpio ascendant. So yeah, have a look into that. Now I'm just going to pull one last card just to make sure we haven't missed anything. Oh wow, Libra balance. Well, Libra, again, if any of you know your astrology, Libra rules that 7th house. The 7th house is directly opposite the ascendant, and the 7th house, as I mentioned earlier on in this reading, is all about relating and relationships. I mean, I am absolutely convinced for you guys that completely what you need to let go of is let go of any independent mindset, bring in a relationship mindset, let go of any emotional confusion that you have to do with relating or people that you might be relating to in some way. Don't allow it to happen, because be mindful that your mind will fill in those spaces of confusion with a protective type of psychology, which is going to keep you independent and by yourself. And all of life in 2023 wants you to start a new pattern, literally wants you to start a new pattern with relating. 100%. That is really exciting. But I think also just be really kind to yourselves, because I know it's not always easy. And again, make sure that if you're not in a relationship and you are looking for that relationship, make sure that person is relationship minded. Make sure that they can hold space for any woundings or triggerings that you might have. They're here, the relationship minded person is here to help you heal and have fun. The relationship minded person is not there to trigger you and to force you into some deep, painful shadow healing because you're being triggered all the time. That is categorically not what's being looked for. And if that's something you've experienced in 2022, definitely cleanse and let go of that person and that individual too, or at least that energy, because you might find when you cleanse and let go of that energy within you, that person outside of you also reflects something different back to you. But anyway, I hope that was useful for you. I love reading for you. I'm really excited because I think your relationships are going to completely change in 2023 in the most amazing way. Please like, subscribe, share, comment. Definitely please comment. Leave comments, because I'd love to hear anything that you think was relevant with that, or any other insight that you also have on these cards, because I think it's great for you guys to interact with yourselves and each other with that. And obviously on the 23rd of each month, I will choose 2 people from the comments and I will do a private reading for you guys. And this month in January, I'm going to do the free readings to be the Akashic Record readings. So hopefully speak to you guys soon. Bye. Hi guys, so this is for everybody that chose message number 3 for what you need to let go of and cleanse from 2022 to have the most amazing 2023. It's so funny, all of the readings so far, I feel like I need to do the cards very differently, and that's also the same with you. I just feel like we're pulling out a lot of these oracle to begin with. So what do you guys need to cleanse and let go of? What is it you guys need to cleanse and let go of in 2022? Woo! Wow. Pull these 2 out. Okay, so we have root and we have link. And also, I was just getting an image then and it just flicked off when those happened. What was it? Oh yeah. I feel like there's a need to be a bit more open. I feel like I think it's important not to be protective. Don't be protective, be fully open. It's safe to be fully open is what I'm getting. But anyway, so we have root, we have lynx, we have wolf. Oh wow, wolf and lynx. We have peacock and we have bee. Alright, just to let you know, these cards aren't full of animals, they're full of a whole range of things. So I think that's really interesting. We literally get 4 animals. We get 2 like bird type things and 2 sort of like, well, a cat and a dog type of energy, and then we have root here. So let me just feel into this a minute. What is it you guys need to let go of and cleanse? I feel like there is, on a very, very deep level, and it might even be very subconscious for some of you guys, so stick with this. If this doesn't immediately make sense, just stick with it, because my guides are telling me that it's going to make sense for you guys as we go along. But the first thing that I'm really hearing that you really need to cleanse and let go of is not feeling safe. And this is a very broad thing to say, so just let me give you some different ranges within that, because you're all going to be quite different on the frequency of where you're at to do with not feeling safe and how that's relevant. It's not, I don't feel for many of you it's a case of you don't feel safe like in your physical life or whatever way, but I feel it's more about, it's about a thing about, it's like a trusting energy. It just feels like you don't fully trust life to almost have your best intentions at heart. Like, I don't know, there's something that feels like you just need to be just don't fully trust stuff. It's so hard to get out. It's like you feel like all corners of your life you need to be protective in some way, but I don't feel like it's a case of, oh, because you're you know, you're really weak or anything like that. It's more like a deep psychology about not feeling safe on planet Earth, or at least you don't feel as well like you are. You don't feel very connected sometimes to people or groups. I think there might be something about you that can feel a bit like you're a bit of an outcast in some way, yet actually you desperately want to be part of a group and a pack. But you know, with this wolf card being right in the middle, it very much feels like I feel like you're somebody where you're very good at you can do the lone wolf, but also it's about, you can do the lone wolf and you can also do working in a pack. But I feel like it's kind of like you need to switch this up a little bit. The areas of your life where you would usually do lone wolf, I'm hearing that actually in 2023, you need to let go of that from 2022. And in 2023, you need to bring in being part of the pack in those areas of your life. And then in those areas of your life in 2022, where you were really in a group kind of energy, you were like one of a group, in 2023, you actually need to become more of the lone wolf in that area of your life. So there's kind of like a little bit of a switch that needs to go on. But it is important to still have both of those energies in your life, so that you still in 2023 do the lone wolf and you still in 2023 do part of the pact. It's just that you just need to swap them over into terms of the areas of your life that you do them in. And there's something about that that means that you have to trust life. Because I think what you do at the moment, you feel very, very safe and comfortable in the places where you do the lone wolf, and you feel very, very safe and comfortable in the places where you do one of the pack. And actually it's about expanding your confidence, I feel, with this peacock energy. It's very about expanding your confidence in terms of, like I say, having a switch up with this and seeing that actually you can do the lone wolf in every area of your life, in the same way that you can do part of the pact in every area of your life. And this is really, really going to expand the amount of opportunities and perspectives and people and situations that come into your life in 2023 if you recognize you are all of those things and you are not limited as to where you can do them. Like, oh, I will only do lone wolf. I do lone wolf at work, but actually in my family life I will only ever do part of a pack. And it's like, well, no, actually you can do part of your pack at work and you can also do part of the lone wolf in your family. You can have all spectrums available. So I suppose what I'm really saying is, not only is it about realizing that you don't have to stick within whatever formula or format that you've been existing in within 2022 because it feels safe and comfortable. It's about you recognizing that you can be equally comfortable in all different ways, in all different spectrums of your life, and you really can play with this full spectrum of what is available in your personality, if that kind of makes sense. So this, I hope that makes sense, because I think that might be quite complex, but hopefully not how it's been said. But that's what I really feel, because again I find this really interesting. So we know the wolf does the lone wolf and it does the member of the pact. then the thing is, I always think of peacocks as being quite isolated. They're quite confident, do a lot by themselves. But then right next to the peacock is the bee, who actually collaborates massively within the beehive and everything. The bee absolutely just never thinks about itself, always thinks about the group. And then the peacock completely thinks about itself and never the group. So I feel like there's this really interesting energy that's going off with that. And really interestingly, I don't know what to say with the links, so I'm just going to pull one more card for that. Which card? I think we're going to go for, I'm just going to go for one more of these because I really like the way they look. Seashell. Okay, so you know the seashell, there's something about, again, the seashell makes me think of protection, because we've talked about being safe. But I think the seashell very much talks about, I think again, you guys have got some very, I think you're very creative. I think your mind is very flexible, but there's something about the process that you've been using in 2022 to decide what you will and won't do in what areas of your life that's quite deep, and it's quite rigid, and I think it's quite inflexible. And it needs to become a lot more flexible, because with the links, I'm seeing this as like the cat, and I always think cats are super, super flexible. I know cats can be very independent minded, but what I'm not actually getting that vibe with this energy here with the seashell. I'm getting that cats can be incredibly flexible. They can do many different movements. They're not fearful because they have this whole 7 lives thing. Like, they will push the boundaries. They have a lot of confidence in their ability to move their bodies, and a lot of confidence that they can win over humans to look after them however they want to do it. But I kind of feel like that confidence, you have this real confidence in certain areas of your life, but then you have almost the complete opposite in other areas of your life, and it's creating quite a lot of rigid boundaries and structures within your energy field, within your psychology, within how then you're allowing life to bring opportunities to you or not. And it really feels like if you can get rid of any kind of, let go and release any kind of rigid thinking. And I think this is going to be quite tricky, because I do feel like for a lot of you this is going to be very, very deep. I feel like a lot of you have done a lot of work on yourselves, but what I'm talking about is something that's almost very, very unconscious. And that's why I think it can be quite tricky to maybe in the beginning understand what me and my guides are trying to tell you. And this is why my guides were saying to tell you guys just wait, because more is going to uncover as we go along that's going to help you understand it. But first of all, know what I'm talking about. It's very, very hidden almost. It's very, very unconscious. But it is really, I feel like because you guys are really quite advanced in some way, you can work with what I am saying with this, even though it's very, very unconscious. And the thing about it would be is let go of, I suppose on a very, very deep level, and this is quite philosophical, let go of thinking that you understand on any level who you are or who you're to be in this lifetime. Let go of almost all boundaries. Let go of all types of psychology and ways of thinking and belief systems that you hold on to, which mean that you express yourself in the way that you do in life, and which means that you recognize certain opportunities in life and then you disregard other opportunities in life, because you have on a really deep level this belief system as, I know who I am, I do this, I don't do that. I know who I am, that's not for me, this is for me. Because I feel like what is going to happen for you guys in 2023 is when you let go of thinking you know who you are and what life is about, and you're suddenly going to open up so many frigging options and opportunities are just going to come flooding in. But it's also very much about you understanding that you can do or be anything in any area of your life. You don't have to be so prescriptive as to when you do things as a lone wolf and when you do things as a pack. I don't know, and remember the way that I'm describing the lone wolf thing, this is very kind of metaphorical. This is supposed to be more metaphorical, and then it's for something for you to work with. Again, this is quite a tricky one to explain because I can feel it so strongly, but it's hard trying to get the words to really convey it to you. And again, because it is so unconscious, it's always going to be a little bit more tricky to perceive. So if this reading is in any way slightly making you wonder or think, then that is enough to say that this is the reading for you, because it won't be something that straightforwardly hits a lot of you, because it's quite deep, deep below the surface. But it is, you know, going back to the thing about not feeling safe on planet Earth, that would be more like this thing about feeling that in order to be safe, you need to know who you are and you need to play within those lines of who you are. So I guess I'm getting a like a metaphor example of something, let's say, and this is only an example, it's not saying it's relevant to you, but it's to try and illustrate what's being said, is let's say you're somebody that only ever dates, you know who you like, and you know what qualities and characteristics that you're looking for, and you know what things you want them to have in their life and not have in their life, and you doing 2022 means you stick with that. Yeah, I know what I want, it's this, I don't like this, I don't like this, I want this, I don't want that. What 2023 wants you to do is let go of thinking that you know what you want and what is best for you in some level, and what fits in with how you have been creating yourself and sculpting yourself as a human being on planet Earth to this point. And now it's very much about being like, oh, wait a minute, so I don't necessarily think that person is not my usual type, and I would never usually go for somebody that is this or this or that or that, but you know what, life's kind of indicating to me that this is something for me to go with right now. So you know what, I'm going to trust life, I'm going to feel safe with life to show me another aspect of who I might be within this reality and what might work for me in this reality, and I'm going to go with this person that's not my usual type and just see and explore and see what happens and take it from there. That's the kind of energy that's kind of coming in. So this feels like in so many areas of your life that it could be relevant, but I suppose it's just to really illustrate, let go of any preconceived thought processes, let go of all of that from 2022, cleanse all of that out of you, cleanse out of you that you know what you want and what you don't want. Be open, be like, yeah, I think I do want this and that, but I am also open to life showing me something very different. It's that sort of openness. And that was the thing that I first felt when I first started channeling into your thing. If we go back to the very beginning of the reading, I said, oh, it's about you being more open. And this is what I mean by the open. And so many things are going to come in. And I think you're just going to have a lot of fun with it. And I think it's going to be super... what would I say? I think 2023 has the ability to really define you in a completely new way, in a way that even you are like, friggin' hell, this is awesome. But it can only define you in a new way in 2023 if you let go of thinking you know what is best for you or what you want. But at the same time, and this is the paradox of it, still hold the idea of what you would like, but just be like the cat, be flexible. Be flexible with your energy, be flexible with your heart, be flexible with your thinking process. And know that a bit like a cat, you've got 9 lives here, or 7 lives, I think it's 9 lives actually. You've got 9 lives here. You're also a very, very competent and capable individual. So no matter what happens, you can handle it and you can make it work for you. And that's what I'm really feeling. So allow yourself to be completely redefined in a new way in 2023. But in order to do that, you really need to let go of thinking you know best in some way, or you know what's right for you, because I feel like there's something completely different out there. Might be job, might be relationship, might be where you live, it could be anything really. It could be anything. It's that open. And again, this is why you need to be so open. So let go again of anything from 2023 which is quite restrictive, inflexible, not trusting, doesn't feel safe. And you need to, I suppose you need to have that bit more of that childlike wonder and curiosity. You know how kids kind of just go with things and they're super open and all the rest of it. It's like bring a bit of that energy in, but also recognise that deep down you're very, very powerful energy with the wolf in the middle of the card. And you have this great ability to be able to do the lone wolf and to also do the member of the pact. And it's because of that that you really can have a huge amount of confidence. And you can actually go, okay, life, play with me, show me, tell me, surprise me in a great way. That's really the energy that I'm getting out. I kind of feel like that is literally it, and I don't need to pull anymore. But just because I like cards, I want to pull. I'm just going to pull 3 more of these just to see if there's anything else we need. This is the astrology energies, so we'll see if any of that comes in a little bit. Let's have a look. I hope that started to make sense, because it wasn't. I could feel, my guys were just like, just tell them to just stick with it, it's going to make more sense as we get through. So hopefully it did. Oh wow, 9th house. So what I love about exploration, if you can see. This is something I love about the 9th house energy. It's very Sagittarius energy as well. And I always think 9th house, everybody says, oh, it's higher education and it's overseas travels and it's far off destinations. Yes, it is, but on a really deep energetic level, it's all about expanding into the unknown that holds so many like delights, excitements, treats and gifts. You know, like sometimes going to a totally new country can blow your mind and can expand your mind into this most amazing place where you feel truly liberated and free. And the same as like learning something that you never knew before can completely and utterly change your whole reality, and from that moment you never think in that same way again. This is the sort of energy that's open to you guys in 2023. But again, in order to do that, you have to be open. You have to be open, you have to be trusting. I think these are 2 big words for you guys in 2023. Open, I am open, and I trust. I trust me, I trust life, I trust us all. And ultimately, when it comes down to it, I know I can handle anything and everything because I'm really powerful. So that's the sort of energy there. Oh wow, and as we talk about being really powerful, look at this card, Mars. Mars in motion. I just think the Mars is the warrior, and I think this is a thing. It's so... Again, I think you guys are really powerful. And I just think... you have a warrior type of energy, and that is amazing, but just make sure soft warrior, soft, so you can expand, rather than, you know, if something's too hard and rigid, it just can't really expand with the different temperatures around it or the different conditions around it. It just stays really hard and brittle. You guys, it's about expanding. Be soft, allow life to be able to kind of sculpt you into even more of a beautiful human being and soul than you already are. That's the kind of thing. And then this one here, 8th house, mystery. I absolutely love this card. I think it's amazing. It's so beautiful. Again, 8th house is again ruled by Scorpio, so it's got a very tense Scorpio, unconscious, deeply hidden, deep penetrating psychology. But also with this, with the mystery, I think this really is about trusting for me. Like, trust life, be open to life, be super flexible with life. I think if ever anything in 2022 where you were like, you know what, just no, I'm not. It's not for me. I don't want it. I don't like you. I don't like this job. I don't want to do that. I don't want it this way. I want it this other way. Let go of all of that from 2022. And that's making me cough. Let go of all of that. Because from now on, I think the way that you can communicate with yourself and life is like, show me, tell me, surprise me in great ways. It's that kind of thing. Let life come in and kind of be your dancing partner, basically, because it, you know, there's so, I have no idea what's going to be available to you guys, because with this mystery card and also with the exploration card and then also with the Mars motion card, I think so much could change in 2023 for you guys. But in order for things to be able to change, you have to be flexible and open for life to give you changes, basically. And I do feel like a lot of you are actually ready for lots of changes, and I feel like it's going to be awesome. Also, I love the wolf power animal, one of my favorite power animals. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed that reading. I hope you were able to stick with it to the end and it started to make a lot more sense. And please like, subscribe and share my videos. This will be awesome. Remember to please leave a comment as well, because on the 23rd of every month in 2023, I will choose 2 people from the comment section and I'm going to do a free reading for you guys. This month I'm going to mix up the readings between tarot, astrology and Akashic Records, and for January I'm going to do the free readings on Akashic Records, which to be honest is perfect for mystery, because I always think the Akashic Records have this real, well, they hold all mysteries. Mysteries done, mysteries not done, anything thought, not thought, just absolutely everything. So I feel this could be a great reading for you. Anyway, so please comment and I'll speak to you guys soon. Bye. Hi guys, this is everybody that chose message number 3 for what you need to, how to cleanse and let go of 2022 so you can have the best 2023 ever. So let's see. All of these readings I felt like I needed to do the cards differently, and I also feel like that with this, you guys too. So let's see, we're going to go out with all oracles. So what do you guys need to, how do you need to cleanse and let go of 2022 to have the best ever 2023? Okay, so for you guys, I see like a young girl with a balloon, and it is like a red balloon, so I suppose it's a bit like that Banksy picture. Only in the Banksy picture she feels really sad. In this vision that I'm seeing, it's really, really happy, really, really joyful. She's kind of like skipping and looking at the balloon in wonder and excitement. So, oh wait, so what I'm getting is, wait, I just need to find another way to say this because I need to make sure, wait, what did I say? Okay, so the thing to let go of in 2020, for 2022 is, wait, I'm going to say it in a different way because otherwise it's not going to sound so nice, but it's not a bad thing at all. It's just that I don't want to say something that's going to trigger people, because obviously what's the point in that? Okay, this is it. So what it is for 2023 is it's for you to really step into almost like a real full maturity of yourself. So it's almost like when you sometimes have Saturn going through your first house as a transit, it really, really pushes you to mature and to step into the true potential of who you really are. And it's where you kind of let go of any kind of Peter Pan, I never want to grow up type of energy. So I think if there's any areas of your life where you feel like you don't really want to level up, then that's what you need to let go of for 2023, because those areas of your life really want to level up in 2023, and it's going to bring, if you think you've had loads of fun by not leveling up in those areas of your life, oh my god, you're going to have way more fun by leveling up in those areas of your life. But let's just see what we get. So the first thing we get is light. Yeah, because I do get this like really like fun, like playful kind of energy for you guys. The light, the gift, all nice things so far. The Selkie, this is the second time this one's come out. Although I don't know what it meant, what I got channeled for how it was relative to the reading is very similar for you guys, but in a different context. Don't be seduced by thinking that having to step into a lot more authority or responsibility is going to take away all your light or your joy or your youth, because it's not. That's an illusion. I'm really getting very much like Saturn is like, come on guys, we're going to do this. You've got so much to do here in this lifetime and we're getting on with it now. So let's go for it. Let's go. You will love it. You're going to love it even more than you think, but you need to go with it. And it's about stepping up more with like your own authority and accountability and responsibility for sure. And then the path. Because it does definitely feel like there's some specific things that you guys... I feel like life really wants you to get somewhere very quick, and because of that, it might even have been doing this towards the end of 2022. It has been really pushing you, and I feel like pushing you hard to quickly level up in a certain area of your life. So I don't know if that means that in 2022, maybe you've gone into a relationship and you never really do relationships, or you've gone into having a new job or being your own boss, or you've become a parent or something like that. I feel like something significant has happened in 2022 and life's trying to been encouraging you to level up in that area fast. So kind of learn a lot about that quickly and really mature in that area of your life quickly. And I really feel like for those of you where that hasn't been coming on, because I feel like for some of you it has already, I feel like there's still more of that to come in 2023. But in order for you to fully step into all of this leveling up and maturity in these different areas of your life, you must let go of any kind of Peter Pan type energy from 2022. And the only way I can describe that is areas of your life where you don't really want to take full responsibility or accountability for something that's relative to you. And I can relate to this because I can definitely have this Peter Pan energy. And I think a lot of people that are, let's say, very energy soul-based and less practical and grounded. I think sometimes a lot of Earth's reality can just feel freaking heavy. It just feels heavy, you know what I mean? And you're just like, oh God, that's sucking my soul. But actually there's something about you guys engaging in some more of these practical, physical reality, very grounded, very like, I don't know, like a new role in one area of your life. Like I say, you're going to become a parent, or you're going to get married in 2023, or you're going to find a really important partner, or you're going to start a really important business, or you make a new career change, or you really take more responsibility in your family or your job or something, or with your bank accounts. Maybe you're going to do a mortgage. There's something about this energy that wants to come in 2023, but in order for that to really come in the most harmonious way, you need to be open to the concept of letting go of where you don't want to take full responsibility in certain things. Let go of Peter Pan is what I'm seeing. Like, you're always going to feel light. You're never really going to be dragged down by life, even if some of this stuff can feel a bit heavy, because you are so full of light. Because definitely this group definitely feels like definitely more of this spiritually soul type of people, where some of physical reality can just feel dense and heavy and drag you down and start to not feel like it's something you can work with. But I'm really hearing that there's a lot by you, because you see, what I find interesting here is this is the only card where she's looking up to the sky. And I'm seeing this, I'm being told this is like focusing on spirituality and the light stuff of life. All the other cards here, all of the women are looking downwards. They're looking down to the earth, down to the ground. It's like a very, very grounding type of energy that they're all giving, because they're all focusing on the earth. And I feel like this is what is coming for you in 2023. Some real grounding and real practical energy that's actually going to be incredibly stabilizing for you, and it's really going to make you feel great. And it is going to really help you to expand in certain areas where maybe you just couldn't get traction in the past, because on a really kind of visceral level, you just didn't have that grounding, practical traction to the earth. And how I can relate to this on some level as well, because I'm hearing that this might be useful for you, is say, for me, I definitely sit in this space. I'm friggin' hell, I'm psychic and all this other stuff, and it's just incredibly difficult to stay grounded. Yeah, I always know good things happen for me if I can really stay grounded and really get traction with practicality and that Saturn type of energy. And Saturn is also important in my chart, so, you know, it's another reason why I have to really focus on it. But I found that once I got into a stabilizing relationship, it really, really, really grounded me. So no, you guys, sometimes it's not necessarily a case of you have to be fully grounded. Sometimes you can just be associated to people or have a really good job that maybe forces you to do 9 to 5. It forces you to get traction with physical reality and be grounded. And that in itself can just help you connect more to the earth, and therefore gain so many of the gifts and riches that come from being so practical in this physical reality, where practicality definitely helps you create a lot in physical reality, compared to always being so spiritual and making choices and decisions and lessons based on your soul. I feel so weird saying this, because it's obviously very counterintuitive to the way that I naturally am, but obviously I'm reading for you guys, so I'm open to any messages that are coming in, and this is completely the message that I'm getting. So very much, if I'm just summarizing it up, what you need to let go of from 2022 to set yourself up for the best 2023 is let go of being ungrounded, being unpractical, being Peter Pan, not wanting to take responsibility for certain things, not wanting to step into your full authority, because you have so much to give. And it's very much often these sort of souls which aren't naturally so connected to the earth and grounded, that when you do start to connect to the earth and become grounded, not only do you have so many gifts to receive, but you also have so many gifts to give to life. Because, you know, it's always that way, isn't it? It's like yin and yang. You know, it's like, let's say the light part of the yin is you, and really you need to blend with the yang part, the dark part, and let's just say in this example, it's only as an example metaphorically, like the earth part. You know, it's about you blending your energy with earth and seeing what you can create. But in order to do that, you do have to let go of lack of routines, lack of habits, lack of discipline, that sort of energy. But anyway, let's just see what else is going on. I also want to pull I actually feel like pulling these cards. So, I'm wondering actually if this would be the pile that I'd have chosen because I can really relate to a lot of what's being said. Let's just see. Right, so anything else that we need to know? So here we have the Hanged Man, so we're looking at changing perspectives, and again I think what we've already been talking about is a change of perspective, about really seeing the very value in really fully grounding yourself, going in with that kind of disciplined routine energy. So Page of Pentacles, I really like this picture of the Page of Pentacles because it looks like they are planning out a path. Funny enough, we've got path written here, right? So you can see this is the path and she's looking at it. And then both of these two things, the snake for some reason looks like a path to me, and obviously this also looks like a path. So it looks like it's really important that you also let go of not having a really specific direction that you commit to. I think it's important for you to start in 2023 having a very specific point that you do commit to, if that makes sense. So you let go of the lack of that from 2022 so that you can step into the full expansion of that in 2023. Oh, I love this card. So then we have the Empress. And again, it just feels like there's so much for you guys to receive with the Gift and the Empress once you really start to properly ground yourself. And I mean, look at the Empress here. She's literally sitting on the earth in that way on the desert. And I think you might be surprised how opportunities come to you seemingly where you wouldn't think there were opportunities, like a desert, where it seems very barren, or it seems very unrealistic that you would ever get an opportunity or that you would ever enjoy something if you suddenly took on this more responsibility or became really disciplined or routined in an area of your life where you don't have discipline and routine. But that's really what I'm getting is really coming there for you. Two of Swords, very interesting. I just want to pull another one with this one. Let me just see. So let's have one more card for that Two of Swords. It's really interesting actually because all of these messages have been very different, and I really like it when that happens. Let's just see. Oh, I love this card. Ten of Cups. Yeah, so I just feel like you know what, so much emotional fulfillment and happiness is going to come by you guys really owning more of the Saturn energy within you. And you know, obviously how we all have all of the 12 zodiac signs within us because they're all somewhere in our birth chart. So you have a very Saturn energy within you anyway, which is also ruled by Capricorn. So you have a very Capricorn energy in your life too. And actually my guides are saying say this. So I have two Capricorn parents, which is amazing because I'm a Pisces and my brother's a Libra, and we are so off in the clouds and the psychic and the spirituality, and our parents are basically like, what the fuck, what? But we've like come up with this saying now because it really helped me gain so much traction in my life, and then helped me actually really create things in my life that I could never create. And it all started by spending a lot of time with my parents in 2020. And basically we have this thing called be more goat, and it basically just means be more practical. And I really feel like this is the energy here. And to be honest, I now love the frigging Capricorn energy. I mean, I'm still starting to, I maybe got a little bit more of a blending to do with the Saturn part of the Capricorn energy, but I'm definitely getting there. And as for the Capricorn energy, I love it. I always think in so many situations, I need to be more goat, just be more practical, be more rational. Because the thing is, if we really want to create great things on Earth, I have realised that as much as we might really resonate with the soul and the spiritual part of ourselves, the thing is we are on planet Earth, which is incredibly physical, quite literally with like all sorts of things like money, like housing, like the practicality of what it honestly takes to build things in physical reality. It takes time and repeated action, all of these kind of things. And so if there's one thing that I would say to let go of 2023, it's let go of focusing so much on the spiritual part of yourself and step into being more of the, well, quite literally the Capricorn part of yourself, because you'll have that in your chart somewhere. So essentially be more goat, which basically just means just be more practical. Let go of anything where you've been impractical, or maybe like you've really taken a leap of faith on something which was really, the probabilities of it working out were low. I think there's this sort of energy as well, like start to see the risk-reward ratio and the decisions and things that you're making, and let go of any high risk that might have happened or you've done. And I'm talking about this metaphorically, if that makes sense. You know, sometimes when you go back in the past and you look at past decisions and you think, freaking hell, why did I make that choice? It was really unlikely to work out, so why did I go for it? It's kind of like that. So maybe have a reflection in 2022 to see where those sort of energies have come off, where you've taken actions that weren't very grounded and therefore you didn't get the result that you wanted, and actually start bringing in this energy of 2023 of being more goat. I think so many amazing gifts and opportunities are going to be coming for you when this happens. I really do. And I think to have the 10 of Cups as well with the Empress is just such a beautiful energy. And remember, there is also something deeply spiritual about really being linked in and synced in into almost like the earth frequency. It is just as beautiful as the light frequency. And actually, if you can bring your natural, which I do feel you guys naturally have this like light spiritual frequency, if you can start to learn how to blend that with the earth frequency, well then, to be honest with you, that's when you really do have like the emperor empress vibe going on with you, because they categorically, I mean, look at her, she is touching the stars, which is the light, like this person here. But at the same time, she is fully touching. She's only got one part of herself touching the star. The rest of her limbs are all firmly planted on the earth. And I feel like that is the energy for you to bring in 23. Yes, still have one antennae attached to your spiritual side, but have 3 antennae attached to the earth. And with all the decisions you make, just tell yourself, be more goat, and let go of the more idealistic or spiritual or kind of that kind of decision making processes that you might have used in 2022. Cleanse that out, let go of that, and I suppose just step more into the actual very physical, tangible, beautiful Empress and Emperor energy. That's what I really feel. Now I'm just going to pull one last card just because I want to just to make sure we've not missed anything. Let's see what we get. We have, oh, love it, Leo and Shine. And again, I love Shine with the first card that came out, Light, because I do really feel like you guys have got this beautiful, very beautiful innocent light, a very innocent childlike radiance, which is so beautiful. And this information is not to let go of that, because that's always going to be a part of you, but it's now also to start really bringing that light down to earth, bringing that light down to physical reality, practical reality, and see how you can use your beautiful light to really co-create with physical reality. And I do think that's going to come in more of these routines, practicality, practical decision making. And then I just really think you are going to be like, I think your life's going to blow up basically, and people are going to be in awe of what you end up creating by the end of, I want to say 2025. I think you'll also be in total awe about what you've created by the end of 2025, all because you start bringing your light down into physical reality and being more goat. It's going to be amazing. So I hope you enjoyed that reading. I hope that made sense. Please like, subscribe, share my videos. Also, please comment below, because on the 23rd of each month, I'm going to choose 2 people from the comments of all of those videos for the month, and they're going to get free readings. I'm going to mix them up between astrology readings, tarot readings, and Akashic Record readings. And in January, I'm going to start with an Akashic Record reading. So please make sure to comment below, and I look forward to hearing from you soon. Bye. And remember, be more goat. I totally love it. I say it all the time. And really, I am about as in the clouds as you can come. Bye.